And I just made the news report that it was announced that it's going to be Ric Flair and his daughter's third husband. Is she going to make Ric Flair's 5 record? She's still in her 30s. Who knows? But he's teaming with her third husband, Andrade, against Ric Flair and Jay Lethal, managed by the Cougar herself, Karen Angle, now known as Karen Jarrett. And they did a vignette for this match. And I have to say, you guys know that watch this channel. I don't watch wrestling often. I watched this vignette and I liked it. Overall, I liked it. Overall, I found it entertaining. But I'll give my review of it. So basically, it's done after the press conference where Ric Flair's leaving the building to go back to his car with Jim Crockett. And Jay Lethal's waiting there for him, and he ends up attacking Ric Flair. The first part was decent. I like that Jay Lethal has wrestled for Great North Wrestling in the past. I like him as a person, and I'm glad he's getting this opportunity to kind of show that he can go to that main event level. And he did pretty good in this promo. But at one point, of course, Jay Lethal attacks him, then Jeff Jarrett comes out, and then Jeff Jarrett starts attacking him. By the way, Jay Lethal's punches are a lot more realistic than Jeff Jarrett's. And Jeff Jarrett is given Karen Angle's shoe. And here's the part that I found funny, okay? So Jeff Jarrett takes Karen Angle's shoe, and then Ric Flair gets the color at that point. And Ric Flair did get really awesome deep color. And that was one of the things I like about it because I love blood. I'm a vampire. But anyways, Ric Flair's saying it's a hard way. It's a hard way, as if like using the wrestling terminology that Jeff Jarrett stiffed him and got the blood from stiffing him. And because it was so deep, it may have been believable. But then Karen Angle proceeds to hold up Ric Flair, and Jeff Jarrett gives like these 3 or 4 like stomp slap punches that are just so phony and like took any believability out of the this is the hard way. In my opinion, as a producer, you got the color from the shoe, and he's getting amazing color. Why follow that up with these phony looking punches? Why not just let him lay there and bleed out? Would have been much more effective. But this went on for another couple of minutes, longer than it should have. And the remainder part of it, I didn't find Jim Crockett's acting that great. His concern wasn't that great. So the first part, up to the part where Ric Flair starts saying, this is a hard way, this is a hard way, and then they proceed to go in to overdo it when he should have just been lying there left in the bloody heap of pile instead of like going into this poor acting job to wrap it up. But as I said, that's just my critique of it. Overall, I still found the whole thing entertaining. It was still better than anything I've seen in WWE or AEW since the Seth Rollins fan attack, which was the last most entertaining thing I saw in WWE or AEW. But feel free to leave your own comments on how you liked it. And if you agree with me, should it have stopped when it did appear it could have been a hard way? Like, obviously we know it wasn't, but they were going for it, and then they've just overdid it. Al says Ric Flair and Charlotte's exes sits around the ring in a lumberjack match. And Alex, yeah, it was a good visual with the crazy blood. And as I said, I think it should have ended there when he got the color instead of overdoing it. But it's not my show. That's just my critique of it. As I said, it was entertaining. Oh, the other thing I'll mention is Jeff Jarrett. I mean, I've known a lot of people have taken steroids in my life. And it's funny because he's now like a WWE executive, and he's probably prescribed testosterone. I'm not saying that he's doing it illegally. There's all kinds of rejuvenation clinics, but it's funny that he's a WWE executive now, and he's in better shape than he's ever been in. And like, I don't know if they still test talent for steroids or not, but it's just funny that an executive, I mean, you guys can give me your opinion, but Jeff Jarrett, to me, looks like he's on something, and it could be legal testosterone. It probably is legal testosterone. I'm just saying he looks like very big in this, more big than I've ever seen. And yeah. Feel free to look it up. Good luck to them all in the match. As I said, I was more entertained by that than I expected. But Ric Flair, he is the greatest for a reason. And I just think they should have stopped it and not made it so unbelievable at the end, particularly since they filmed this weeks ago. I would have just re-edited it and ended it at the massive blood and not the phony stuff. But I like realism.